I have done this project. I've done this assignment, and I have gone through the ladder predictor.
Gotcha.
And I've got the coach of our coach of the next team. Our next guest rather. They're hosting a final in week 1 of the finals, Brian. A Sydney team who'll be travelling to take on the Cowboys. 5th or 6th.
Gotcha.
5th or 6th is how I see that's playing out. But without further ado, I'm sure he's crunched his own numbers. I'm talking about Todd Payten, the coach of the North Queensland Cowboys, joins the run home with Joel and Fletch. G'day, Toddy.
Fellas, how you going?
Going good.
Going all right, mate. Going all right.
Good.
What's happening in your world?
Good. Not much. Just got down to Sydney a few hours ago, so cruising night with the team and get ready for tomorrow's game.
Do you get to have a run, captain's run out on Leichhardt, or they wouldn't let you do it?
No, the usual way we do it, we train before we get on the flight. So, we're in the building this morning at 7 a.m, on the pitch at 8, at the airport by 9. So, it just works well, and flights and all that sort of stuff. So, it's the way we do it.
You haven't got Reuben or JT, I'd imagine?
Correct.
Yeah.
Rube should be right next week. Jason's going to miss several weeks. So, opportunity for some other guys to step up. Across our forward pack, everyone's going to share the load. Those boys are really influential for us, and we'll make do without them.
Toddy, I've been pretty vocal around. So there is, obviously, you've got a good contingent and cohort of players playing Origin, but I've been pretty public around the fact that no way in the world, if there is a discretion at Origin level, that a club who's already been impaired by lending your players to that, you're risking injury and so forth. When it comes to suspension, I don't believe the clubs should pay the price. There should be a fine. There should be something different to the clubs paying a suspension, those sorts of things. Have you got any firm view on that?
Depends if I'm on the receiving end or playing the team that's been suspended. So, it's a tricky one. Like, even just the integrity of the comp, that's a conversation every year. I'm glad I'm coaching a team that's got Origin players in it. So that's the way I try and look at it.
I tell you, speaking of Origin players, Reece Robson. I mean, we were talking about Mitch Moses and Angus Crichton. I don't know about you, Toddy, but he was close to my man of the series. Old Reece boy.
Very happy for him.
Yeah.
Very happy for him. Very proud of the way he played. There's, I guess, a question mark about his position within the team at the start of the series. He did what he does for us every week. He goes out and plays 80 minutes. He tackles his ring off, and service is good. He's purpose built for Origin. He's rock hard fit, mate. He just keeps going. The longer the game goes, the better it gets.
Now, Toddy, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Val Holmes, Valentine Holmes. What? So he's got.
We're going to talk about Leichhardt.
No, well, I like to talk about Leichhardt. That's not an elephant, though. That we can get to that. So Val has got 1 year to go. Toddy, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Was it his management coming to you to say, "Listen, I'm keen to get out of Townsville," or what was the deal? What did they come to you with?
That was correct. His management asked for permission to negotiate with other clubs to test his value on the open market, which I wouldn't say it's a complete shock, but a little left field.
Yeah.
Not entirely uncommon, and after some consideration, we agreed upon it. So we'll go through the process.
Just be careful with this interview, Toddy, because my colleague here, Brian,
what?
He likes to wide ant. So he's taken upon a couple of opportunities. Matthew Johns is overseas in Paris, so he's sort of spearing into his job. And Ali Langdon, of course, a current affair, she's overseas as well. So he's seeing this as an opportunity to do the same. So, Brian, just be on your best behaviour. That's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
Ali Langdon.
You just said it. Yeah, not many people know the reference to.
Yes.
No, well, this is. See, Toddy, I'm sort of trying
opportunistic.
I'm trying to get into the journalistic world. And when I put my journalistic hat on, I just ask some questions.
Well, ask him. You wanted to ask him about the hammer. Is he going to be linked back to the Cowboys? Ask him that.
Okay. That wasn't my question. But would you like to have the hammer back? Val out and hammer in. Is there any? Because there's a bit of rumours going around on the Cowboys forum.
Yeah, right. I did get asked about that earlier today. Hammer's a really, really good player. Really sorry to see him go. He was looking for an opportunity to play fullback, and he's gone and done that He's done terrifically well. Would I love to have Hemmer back in Townsville? Absolutely. He's an Origin player, and always looking to have good players at our club. How's
Good
that?
answer. Great answer.
How do you rate that answer?
That was good. That was political 101.
No clickbait headlines there?
Nah, nothing. He knows how to play.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you this, though, Toddy, because we had the boys on. We had Reuben we had Tommy Dearden and Scotty Drinkwater on Matty's show early in the year. And we were discussing how your defence earlier on in the year was leaking a few points. And the boys said, and this was on air, they said, we tried something new, especially for our edges in the off-season, but we're just going to stick to it. Well, the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks, it's actually your defence has tightened, and it's been very, very good. Did you change back, or you just persevered with what you were working in the off-season?
No, we persevered. So I wouldn't say we changed our system. The principles didn't change, but a lot of the detail changed with the way that we moved on the edge. So we wanted to be a little bit less predictable when we jammed and didn't jam, and it's probably exposed our inside shoulders in the first 6 to 8 weeks. Now we've just got a real understanding of what it looks like and how it works, and it's just got better from week to week. So I would have liked to have come together a little bit quicker. There's probably one or two guys in that first half of the season still struggling a little bit, but we've all got our heads around it now. So well,
it's obvious.
That's a long answer to a short question.
It's obvious now because you've always had the attack.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's awesome now, Toddy. Well done.
Question for both of you boys. First in wins a prize.
Yeah.
You can win. Actually, I'll tell you what. The first in gets the
one of those suckers on the back.
No. I'll both give you a 2-year free membership for the UPWU, the Underpaid Wingers Union.
Why don't you ask him? Why don't you ask Toddy about this?
Aside from playing for the Roosters together.
Yeah. I didn't play with Toddy.
No. Aside from both playing at the Roosters, what rare thing that can only happen once a year do you both have in common?
Scored a try in the grand final.
No, once a year. Be more specific, please, Toddy.
Last try scorer.
Correct.
Oh, yes.
Correct.
Toddy, hypothetically, did any of your teammates, hypothetically, put $1,000 on you as well?
Hypothetically, he's a current coach, Brian, and hypothetically, he's not going to answer that.
Yes. On the 80th minute.
I had free drinks in my hometown for the next 6 months from a few mates and people around town. So
Oh, you'll have you'll have the anniversary next year.
Toddy, we were talking about this.
20th,
We were talking about this, right? So actually, just on that, so they've come up with this year, which Rowdy, Chrissy Lawrence, and Paddy Richards, they said we want to celebrate the West Tigers. 25 years. It's always been about the 2005 team.
20 years.
No, 25 years coming up. 25 years. So they've put out the brochures.
Oh, sorry, not of the grand final.
So they put out the brochures to celebrate the 25 years. Yeah. And it's all the 2005 players. But what I need to ask you, Toddy, is I told the story, and I'd be fascinated on your view as a coach, and I mean this sincerely, who I love this guy as a player. I was very lucky to be part of his squad in 2005. But Brett Hodgson at the time was a pretty mediocre trainer. Like, he just was one of those guys. But you get him out on game day, Brian, I told this story, Toddy, and he just knew the way around, and he was just involved in everything. I'm thinking, how can you not be so well at the training paddock, but then just explode on game day? How do you go as a coach when you see a player who may be like that?
Yeah, difficult. Hodjo was 100% that. His diet was ordinary.
Yep.
He didn't like to train, and in our contact sessions, he would just get thrown around like a rag doll. I felt sorry for him at different stages. But come game day, he got it together and won us plenty of games.
Yeah.
Look, the game's definitely changed over the years. Players coming through nowadays are super professional. That gets weeded out almost before they get to me, Wow. So in that junior rep program, you must have an abundance of talent if you get to NRL level and not be sharp off the field, So the game's getting quicker. Players are training harder. There's nowhere to hide. And that's usually weeded out.
Toddy, at the start of the year, we had to do predictions, and I said Rookie of the Year. This was in January last year, and my rookie was going to be Thomas Duffy. Obviously, we stuck it on the wall. He's obviously not going to get Rookie of the Year. But in your mind, the Chad's gone next year. Is he in the running, young Duffy, to be your starting 7?
Yeah, absolutely. Duff has been the best half in Q Cup this season.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
The kettle boy? The kettle boy?
Yeah.
Are you in your room smoking a dart? Toddy, you having a dart?
Just out in the balcony, mate. Yeah.
Have you got a towel on?
Just a robe. But Duff, mate, was a step up for him last year at Q Cup level. This year's really grown. We've decided to back our system next year. We'll have himself, Jake Clifford, and Jackson Purdue in a three-way shootout through the pre-season. They've got some good pieces around him, so he's right in the mix.
I want you to tell me something about this Tommy Dearden. He's a great story. You picked him up, Toddy, and this kid I think he won like one of his first 25 games or something for the Broncos, and there was a big sell on him. And his story is quite remarkable. To get to where he's got to being, I reckon at some stage of that Origin 3, he was best on ground. And maybe towards the end of it also. What a special kid he is, Toddy.
Yeah, mate, he's a gem of a kid. We've got several kids from Mackay, Rubes himself, Jackson Purdue. Mate, the kids that come out of Mackay have got their head down, bum up, cut from the same cloth. They don't take things for granted. Tommy's had to work really hard. He got chewed up and spat out there at the Bronx. Played first grade at 18. Didn't have a lot of help around him, and I guess was a bit of a scapegoat. And I like what I saw in him in a couple of games, particularly one where I coached against him at the Warriors. Our recruitment manager, he had a high opinion of him for a long time, and I backed his judgment, and we got him up, and mate, he's just, through his own hard work and tenacity, he's turned his career around, and now he's an Origin player. So, mate, he's our captain and leads by example. He's a great kid.
A lot of people, Brian, Leichhardt Oval, 2005 grand final, West Tigers and the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, by the way, your club's done a wonderful tribute, Toddy, with Carl Webb. A bit of a tip of the hat to him, wearing the 2005 strip. Of course, he was part of that squad in that particular year. But I remember in 2005, the goal at the start of the year for the West Tigers and the boys who go on to win the competition was, we've got to finish top 4. We've got to finish top 4. The goal gets cancelled, to which Bengalir says, no. Mathematically, we can still do it. So long as that remains, that will be the goal. And dreams are free and anything can happen. Is there any reason why the Cowboys, Toddy, you're sitting in 6th position, you're 2 points off 3rd position at the moment. Does that remain the goal to this point, the Cowboys to finish top 4?
Absolutely it does, yeah. So we've got 5 games to go. Our last 6 or 7 weeks have been consistent. We're reasonably healthy. That's a really big thing in the modern game. And, we've got a few games at home between now and the end of the regular season. So everything is within our control, and there's a good energy in the group. And they're not getting too far ahead of themselves, which I enjoy. So, yeah, it's very possible, mate.
Now, Toddy, I'm going to make a prediction. Other than you wearing your robe and having a dart on the balcony with your slippers on. I reckon that you'll be taking the team to a Bill and Tony's-like venue.
Cordial.
Am I correct?
Not tonight, Fletch. Oh. When we come down 2 days prior, we do go to Bill and Tony's.
Oh,
okay. But tonight they eat at the hotel and masseuses start at 6:30. So not tonight, mate.
Okay.
Sorry to.
No. You've ruined my prediction. How many does every player get a massage now? Because when we were playing, it was only Craig Wings, the Jack Ellsgoods. Maybe they just would only massage them. That's what I'm starting to think now. But does every player get a massage?
Pretty much, mate.
Wow.
Well, they usually send in 6 masseuses, and if there's 6 females, I'll get one.
If there's 5 and a fella, the fella's running scared. So, yeah, they'll get a massage, mate.
I don't want to embarrass the great Toddy Payten, Brian, but there was a young New South Wales team that went up there last year playing in Townsville against the Queenslanders. Toddy turns up, Reece Robson turns up, Scotty Drinkwater turns up. They're in the Blues camp. Good guys.
Yeah.
Good guys. Toddy,
Good
thanks
pick.
again for doing that, mate. And thanks for your time here. It's a massive game, Leichhardt Oval. You'll have mixed feelings turning up to the old, the 8th wonder of the world. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I am. Wasn't enjoyable last year. And
Oh, that's right.
yeah, we got some. Yeah, it's an
demons.
important game for us, mate.
You got some
Important.
demons
Yeah.
to exercise.
I need to ask something personal,
Correct.
Brian.
Yes.
The West Tigers boys, when they were trotting out in 2005 at Leichhardt, they'd tap something above as they came out. I'm just wondering whether, Toddy, for old time's sake, would you be tempted as a coach for that same goodwill to do that?
No, I'll go straight upstairs to the box, mate.
Oh,
What does
okay.
it say? This is our place, or
I don't
that eighth
know.
wonder?
I didn't play any games that year, Brian. I'm just on
What
the
did it say,
coattails.
Toddy? What did it say on the? Do you remember it?
No, I don't. I just tapped it like everyone else.
Yeah.
No,
That's a bit of.
no, he's doing a Kevy Waller's not
That's a
missing
bit
in
of
New South
Seppo.
Wales.
That's a bit of Seppo stuff.
Yeah,
Brought
exactly
in by the
right.
West Indies.
Toddy, all the best, mate. It's a big game for you. I mean, it's a trappy game, like Leichhardt take on the West Tigers, but I'm sure you've got them well prepared to go. And once again, thanks for sharing a big part of your day with us, myself and Bears, out on the run home with Joel and Fletch.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
See you later.
mate. See you, Toddy.